And I gotta say, I think it was because of the soundtrack, Tokyo Drift by Teriyaki Boys. Oh yeah, they are. Thank you.
True. Now you tripping. The first one's still the best of all times. Once the first one came out, bro, I was hooked.
You know, a lot of people were furious that when Tokyo Drift happened, like the original cast didn't come back to do that movie. Like it was all kind of. I mean, besides that, like cameo surprise at the end, right, with Vin Diesel. But yeah, a lot of people didn't really like the fact that they went with like a whole bunch of different characters rather than going back with the cast. But I mean, it kind of gives some depth to the later movies that they ended up having because they kind of connect everything in terms of like Letty and all that, and then everything all tying in together in terms of like family. I mean,
I didn't know Hans was into lowriders. He was when he was rolling with us. Or with me, whatever, however it goes, bro.
Yeah. He was riding with me.
Yeah, that's like the only thing. Let me think. Yeah, it's probably the only line I remember from that movie, I think. Or Wapagi, the shoe thing.
Oh yeah, wow.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, the other lines. I'm a gaijin. I am a gaijin. That's what she said or some shit.
I guess. Yeah.
And then the other one was I forgot what he's saying. He's saying some shit like so why do you drift? You want to see why I drift? And then Han like goes out and like he's like drifting around like these like two baddies.
Oh, true.
And then like he's like waiting in there like in intense staring at like these two chicks, and then like yeah, the numbers just give. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty badass scene. I was like, damn, okay, like it's not the first movie, it's not the second movie, but this is Tokyo Drift, and yeah, once again, big shout out to the soundtrack on that. But I would have loved to have heard that on the Silent Disco, bro. Just like how we did the song, you did that Silent Disco at the Yost Theater.
Yeah.
For Alice, bro. July 16th, man. That shit went down, bro.
Yeah, that shit was fun, bro. Dude, that shit was wild. Yeah, fuck. That whole night was pretty dope. Bro, packed. Sold out. They sold out. So.
Was that your first Silent Disco set that you've ever done?
Yeah. It was the first Silent Disco set I ever did. It was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't like is that you can't really connect with the crowd, really. I don't know. I was like throwing off energy a little bit when I was DJing, just because when I would take off a headphone, like I wouldn't hear no music and I would just hear everything else that was going on around me. And it just instantly disconnected me from what was going on and stuff. So it was really, for a little bit, uncomfortable. But after I got like over that, I just kept the headphones on and then just remembered people had them on. And because hella people were wearing them, it was pretty fucking lit. And it was cool that the people from the outside were looking in like, oh, what the fuck is going on? They just see people with headphones on and shit like that. So, bro, the line was fucking... There was a long-ass line from beginning to end. It didn't stop.
Oh, man. I mean, that line was humongous. I mean, the amount of people that were just there by the time 10 p.m. hit, I mean, that line was just... There was a lot of people, bro. We were already like looking at like 100, 150 people in line already. Like, and that it was stretching back all the way to like where like those like art pieces are like on the wall, like alongside the buildings across from the Yost Theater. I mean, that shit was crazy. Yeah, a lot of people as they were passing by getting in, they were looking at. That's the first thing they saw was the smoking patio or the patio right in front of the Yost Theater. And you were playing to the left hand side of it, looking towards the theater, and a lot of people were really curious, passing by and seeing the headphones that everybody was wearing. And I really like about Silent Disco too is that you can't really control when it's like a regular type of setting with like live speakers and all that. Is that you don't really have control of volume with like a live setting with live speakers. Most of the times you have to like rely and trust that it'll be reasonable like volume levels within like the sound engineer and the DJ. But with the Silent Disco headphones, it's cool that let's say for some odd reason maybe the DJ like kind of goes overboard and like he likes to turn up the volume a bit more. There's actually like a volume knob on the side of the headphones to adjust the volume on that. That's pretty, and I thought that was pretty cool. That in the event that someone doesn't really want to, maybe have it too loud or maybe don't want to have it too quiet. Like they could adjust that volume, and I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it is. It kind of throws you off too as well when you are wearing the Sound Disco headphones, just because when you are wearing the headphones, you're hearing the music and you're kind of in sync with everyone in that like universe or in that like dimension of like, yeah, we're like on this musical energy right now, in sync with the Sound Disco, and then with you playing. And then once you take them off, it's like, damn, like that disconnect. You definitely feel that disconnect once you take off the headphones away.
The energy I was feeling more out there is everyone pretty much had like one headphone on, or they had it loud enough to do where they were really able to hear it and talking to people. So I got a lot of this reaction of I'll drop a song and it'd be like a banger and I'd get, and then they'd put on the headphone again and then they'd just take it off and start talking again. And that was just a constant thing throughout the whole night. Or there were some people that just put the headphones on and then just got lost in it, you know?
Yeah. There was a lot of tracks that you played, bro, where I was actually talking to some people and I was like, oh wait, hold up, like banger, you know, these fucking bangers. And once you take off the headphones, like honestly the disconnect happens like real quick, especially if you're like in sync with the music for a while. Like if you've been like doing the Sound Disco headphones, you're in the mix with the DJ for about 5-10 minutes and you take them off, like you definitely feel like the energy has been like invested in you. And so when you take them off, it's like, damn, like the energy just kind of is like not present anymore because you don't hear the music and you just hear all these people dancing with the headphones on, and yeah, like you just don't hear the music, and it's something that's kind of weird to get used to at first. At least for me, when I was like taking them off, like back and forth. But yeah, I mean overall, I thought Sound Disco was pretty cool. Like to experience it from the like listening attending aspect of it. Would you do something like that again, like Sound Disco, like DJing? Like, would you do that again? Like,
yeah, I do it again. For sure. I mean, if it gives me another good opportunity to DJ, I don't see why not.
Did they have a mic?
No. But the thing is, though, that's kind of my fault or the DJ's fault if there wasn't a mic. We had so much time to look at the equipment and set up whatever the fuck we wanted to set up. But I think we were all just kind of like didn't know what the fuck was going on that whole time. So we were just kind of just letting shit happen how it happened. And then during our next event, I know a lot of more people are going to handle this way different. So I'm excited for that. But this one was really fun, bro. Like, shout out to everyone that came out. All the people that threw down on all the stages. It was legit fucking packed, bro. Everywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, outside in the patio. Packed. And yeah, it seemed like everyone had a good night. What was I going to say? To get back to the whole silent disco thing, experience-wise, I feel like that's the experience you'd get in like a virtual reality set. I feel like the biggest difference though in between those things would be having a live chat in virtual reality versus having a live reaction. But I could say like confidently now that definitely there's nothing beats in life stage and all that, you know, like, or not even stage, but real life, personal, live feeling and whatnot.
You know, someone was recommend, and I thought this was actually like a real interesting idea. I forgot who mentioned this, but I think it was I think it was the DJ that played right after you. We were listening to you. You were getting down.
Denatra.
And he was saying that, bro, you know what this would be? You know how this could be pretty cool? For Sound Disco, I was like, what? And he's like, we add a sub in it. And I was like, and for some reason, I was like, oh, shit.
Like only a sub?
Yeah, just a sub. And I was like, bro, okay. I see where you're coming from. The mids and highs, the headphones are going to take care of that. And if you want to feel that rumbleness, you actually want to feel like a little bit more of that full body, like low end experience, then I could see how adding just like a subwoofer and then just leaving the headphones for mids and highs. I could see how that could be much more of an immersive listening experience, because that reminds me of like a lot of sound kits that they sell a lot now in these websites where it's like they sell it like it's kind of like as a vest. Like you wear the vest and then like you've probably seen it for sure. You wear the earphones and then like the vest acts as like a low end response type of mechanism, and so that way you feel like the rumbleness. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and that's something that I probably would like to see at a silent disco, is like incorporating a sub and see how big of a difference that is and how immersive that could get. Because I didn't realize, like, damn, like, you know what, that's true. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like yeah, silent disco, you would just think that it covers like, yeah, the lows and mids and highs, but headphones can only produce a certain amount. Like, especially like silent disco default headphones, like they don't produce like nearly as deep low ends as like an actual like DJ subwoofer, depending on what headphones, right? But yeah, honestly, that's something I probably would like to see like in silent disco sessions, incorporated like a subwoofer to see how immersive that'd be, to hear the subwoofer like in that definition rather than just having the headphones.
What do you want to see in silent discos?
Is instead of just the headphones, also the subwoofer.
You know, so you're right. I wouldn't recommend it. That defeats the whole purpose of it being a silent disco.
I understand that. Yeah.
So, but how you were saying having the packs, that would be really dope. Everyone having like a rumble pack on them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But like having the subwoofer, if they're allowed to have a loud sub, bro, then
like that's noise. I mean, I can
then
see
they
how,
could
like,
pretty much have a whole. I think the reason of the most part of having silent discos is because the areas they have these silent discos at, they're not really able to make much noise and stuff like that. Like how we did it, we were in the patio.
Either,
yeah, that's the whole point of having it silent and whatnot. Like, but I mean, I get it.
No, but honestly, that would be way much more better. To be honest, if everyone could each have their own like low end response best. Yeah, dude. Honestly, that's the best way. Cause
so even though you're talking to someone, you can still feel that shit. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I can still feel what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen any like silent disco systems like with that kind of attachment, or maybe that I don't know about. But that's probably something to think about for those that are into like those that have companies for like silent disco. Like that's an add-on you could probably add on to the service.
That's still silent. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're right for sure. Like, that's probably why they don't do it. Yeah, they just at the end of the day, silent disco. They don't want silent, noise. Yeah, they don't want even if it's not even like mids and highs going through, like the lows. Like that could be a little. It could be a little obnoxious sometimes, depending on some tracks and how loud the volume is. And then especially if you're just hearing sub, I mean, it's not attracting sometimes, you know. So it's
and usually that's the thing. Like when people get like their noise complaints, it's because of the sub.
That's true.
You know, so they need to turn that bitch down.
But yeah. You know, I was thinking about something you had told me that night of Alice at the Yost Theater. And we were talking about it on the dance floor, listening to a set. I forgot who it was, but you were like, hey, how come, like, we're all fucking with this, right? But how come we feel like we're all just waiting for something? And I think I thought about it like a day or two later. I think Monday I don't know. I'd be thinking about shit. I'm like, you know what? I think I knew. I mean, I knew what it was. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I have an idea of what it was, but I think it goes down to like just like how Marvin does things. It's just like what we're used to, just like from the EDM like show perspective aspect. Like it just seems like we were all just trying to like figure out who the headliner was. Cause I feel like when you go to a show, especially like at the Yost Theater, it's kind of like, okay, we're here, we're hearing the DJ says, but what are we here for? Like you mentioned, like we're dancing, but why are we here? Like the DJs are here, yeah, their people came out, but like the Yost Theater, like what, like Alice, right? Like.
We came for Alice. Like, that's what people came out for.
We came for Alice, right?
So what I noticed about that event is people came out for Mayhem Events. Mayhem Events and the other company that they're basically the same event people, right? That's who I'd say the people came out for. And this is a perspective I could take, possibly. Like the DJs were there to help push the Alice promotion, but also the Mayhem promotion, because everything we were doing, we have to slap Mayhem on it, right?
Yeah.
So it was a chance for Marvin to expand what he was doing out here, a good test run to see what's happening, but like that's also like a way to give people that didn't know what the fuck was gonna go on to be like, oh, this is what's going on now. Okay, well, we could choose to stay here and make the investment, do what we can with everything he gave us, which was a lot, bro. Like, if you really look at it, he let us go in the venue hella early, do whatever type of content we wanted, have our own videos, photographer. We had people on our guest list. We had tickets. We had a percentage of the ticket sales. We had our own promo code if we wanted it, and we got a percentage from that too if we sold through there. Like there was a lot of opportunity for you. And then if you see that turnout, and if you could use all of that plus the Yost Theater to your advantage, it's a really good turnaround, I think. Like a really good back and forth. Especially if you could be like, oh yeah, I'm playing Yost Theater. If you use that right to your advantage, right? You're in there, you do what he tells you. Not what he tells you, but what he suggests you do, right? So things like not doing too many events and making these events like super big opportunities for you to do whatever you need to do. And say like you do this for a year, right? So he gave an instance of what, 4 shows, right? I think he said like you should do 4 shows a year. Now let's think about it this way. All right, 4 shows. That means I should probably drop maybe 3 tracks every couple months. Like in a whole year, then I should have 1 month will be a show that I'm promoting heavy, right? But maybe before that, I'll drop a track. So I'll have promotion for a track. Then I could gear up for, or then I could drop another track with a music video, promo that for a little, then bam, a show, right? And all that leads up to you playing a show, playing all the music you just dropped. Then you're not playing a show for a little, but now you're staying low, producing, putting out a little more music here and there, still showing up to these events, showing you're active, showing you're out here, still making it look like, not look like, but you're living this life. Make sure you're showing people you're living this life. Go to that next show. You're still able to put people on your guest list. You can still tell people, hey, pull up, like it's on me, like we'll kick it, we'll chill. You know, if you want to come early, because this is a cool thing. If you want to have the people on your guest list show up early, they can show up early with you. And then you can make that a thing to where, okay, if my guests show up early, maybe I could get some content with them in here, this and that. And that's more promotion, you know? So that's almost half the year already of shit you could be using for promotion for yourself. That's not just necessarily music. That's not just necessarily you playing at a show. And then repeat this cycle for the last year of your fucking for the last end of the year, right? But then just make it more enticing, and then make it seem like you're building up to maybe one of these shows is your headlining show, because you're not always going to get the same spot, right?
Right.
So then you're going to, at one of these shows, you're going to get that good spot. If you're cycling through, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're, like he says, not everyone's going to play the main stage twice, right? So do that shit. Play his stage, and then play your main stage time or whatever, and make that your heavy promo. This is what I've been looking forward to all year type shit. Like, come see me, come out, like, and then use that to your full promo campaign advantage, you know, because that's what's gonna make you look the best. All these little things are leading up to my bam. And then I'm pretty sure you're doing other shows and with small things in between and whatnot. But you know, that's one way to really like brand yourself in this image and let your fans know that, hey, I'm making music, and if you want to come listen to it, this is where you find me, and I'm gonna drop some dope shit every time, you know? I mean, that's just one way to look at it. But
Yeah.
it's an opportunity to take from this, especially when he lays it out like this, you know? So, yeah. Yost Theater is going up. Hey.
Yeah, and it was a house event, like strictly house music, like the whole night.
A bunch of different types of...
Yeah,
that's cap. Look, I'm gonna say that was. I'm gonna say that's cap.
It was like 3 genres like that stood out to me.
There was like big room in there, fam.
Okay.
There was house. There was techno. There was a little bit of some dubstep switches here and there, which everyone fucked with, which I really wish I heard more of. But it was a lot of everything. It didn't really stick to just house, you know. It wasn't just all tech house, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting.
And honestly, it was a little. It was a little bit for me to get used to, just because I like a little bit more variation with tempos, and I feel like a lot of the whole night was just like 124 through like 130, and after a while I was like trying to, like, I don't know why I was like trying to hop through like different stages, try to get a different experience. I was like, oh wait, no, like it's gonna be house like everywhere I go, it don't matter, because I was like, Even like during a couple sets, even for like silent disco, I was like, I remember even telling like, hey, fucking Robert, just drop a quick fucking bass banger or some shit. Fuck it, they won't. Marvin won't notice. Right?
Nah, people did that, and it was cool. But yeah, I guess if you're not really into just going to shows for 1 BPM and like a certain type of tempos, and yeah, I mean, but I mean that's how a lot of these, like, if you really think about it, unless it's a festival or something like that, or I mean, other than low-end events and stuff like that, a lot of people like to keep it one genre, but or like one main like focus, you know, because
yeah, you know, even when we did the Zabor in the main stage, like even like for me personally, I was just like, oh, okay, like that's why like you'll see me often like go step out real quick just because maybe I'm not saying it's all the time, but maybe just because like, oh, okay, yeah, I've already listened to like an hour or two of just strictly of the same genre, and this area that I'm at now, which is like the rooftop, possibly just like offering another genre. Which personally now my preference, like that's what I kind of like nowadays with shows as diversity. So to kind of take me a little bit to kind of get used to like the whole night and adjust to like how it's gonna be. You know, I was like, oh damn, because I keep forgetting like that whole night was just gonna be all house music. And whenever I think about like multiple stages, like I always just get like the whole. I don't know why I always like my default thinking is like, oh yeah, different stages. Okay, I'm thinking like different genres and shit, but nah, like. Yeah, for sure. Everywhere you went, every stage, main stage, upstairs, silent disco. Yeah, it was just it was just house music for sure.
yeah, house and techno for sure. I feel like that's a very blurred line.
Yeah.
For some people.
Yeah, I'm
blurred.
hoping the Yost Theater does a lot more shows like that though, because I know they just been doing weekly reggaeton events. Celosa Thursdays, I believe is what they're calling it. But yeah, hopefully, you know, someone like Marvin keeps on continuing to invest there in that venue.
We have a couple events scheduled for the future there already. I'll give you the dates later. I'm from blanking out, but I do know that he's already starting to tag us in promo, like on Instagram for his college night that he's doing and whatnot, or that he's gonna start doing in the fall. So. I mean, he's definitely got more invested in the Yost Theater for sure.
That's good. I mean, it was a lot of people that night, so I'm pretty sure the venue was happy about that. I'm hoping. I mean,
Bro,
honestly,
sold out,
I didn't really. Yeah, it did sell out. I mean, even at midnight, bro, 12:30, there were still people going in, dude.
Hella line.
I got free shit though. There was a vendor selling shirts and yeah, there was some free shit. I actually didn't pay any drinks that night, thankfully. The pregame was good. But yeah, dude, you do down for sure. A lot of people was digging the set. Honestly, I want to experience more silent disco sets. I think the whole headphones thing, it's just like I said, it's not like live sets, like not at all. It's way different.
Would I go just to experience a silent disco? It'd have to be really enticing, as in like there's a whole art installation and it's not just silent disco. If I'm just going for the silent disco aspect, I don't know. Maybe if it was a big headliner. Maybe, but just for silent disco, for it to be silent disco, yeah, probably not. Like, bro, like, I was getting sweaty with the headphones I had on, and that's not a vibe. So I always had to take the headphones off. So when the headphone comes off, bro, the vibe is instantly over. So it's just like,
yeah, I get. Oh, okay, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind it for a little bit, but
or shit, maybe you have to switch for earphones. For silent disco, to lay back Luke style.
Yeah, but then how long am I gonna be there for?
I mean, who knows?
I want earphones in my ears for that long? I don't think so.
I mean,
even at work, bro, I wear headphones all day, and I have to take them off for a little bit because my ears just start getting fucking sore, or just like I don't want them in my ear no more.
I feel it. Well, I mean, I don't think I think for me, like the longest I could wear earphones like that. Or headphones in general, dude. I think it'd be like an hour or two, like the max pushing.
Yeah, same.
Pushing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 for sure.
Yeah, like a typical workout session, like it'd be like okay, now like maybe it's just like the earphones that I have.
Maybe like an hour and a half. 2 is really pushing it. Yeah, you're right.
They're not as comfortable, especially like the wireless earphones. Like I don't know, maybe I'm not getting the right.
They're just not comfortable. Period, bro. Not even headphones. Like, bro, they're squishing your ears at the end of the day. You feel me? Like, I don't want that for a whole 3 hours, dog. Like.
I got you.
Yeah, and I felt bad for homeboy Denatra because he came on after me and he let me use his headphones. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sweaty, fam. And Yeah, bro, my bad, but I appreciate you.
We're yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. Good thing you were wearing headphones, bro. Because if not, I would have just accused you for pre-recording.
You should have, bro. I had my headphones like this for a cool minute. I'm not even listening. I just had them like that from
I
like
should have had the TikTok
a
out.
cool
Damn.
15 minutes, bro. He's like, how is he DJing at a silent
For
disco?
real, damn, I should have taken advantage of like the DJs that don't know that like you could just still do that and not be pre-recorded. I should just been like, oh look, this DJ's pre-recording. He's not wearing headphones. And then all the DJs that don't really know exactly what's going on, they'll just like give in, like, oh yeah, this one's not even wearing headphones. Like all the first time on DJs, like bro, like chill. Dude, but I mean, did you have a great time? Did you have a good time? I mean, Yost Theater, dude, fuck. Mark that one. Nah, I mean, up next is main stage. Up next, main stage, dude. So,
Facts. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun as fuck. I seen a tweet earlier. Let me pull it up. I have it right here actually. It was by Luca Lush. Shout out Luca Lush. He says, hot take, but boiler room style shows with the DJ on the floor surrounded by the crowd is a superior environment for dance music. What do you think about it?
I think when people know that it's being recorded and they're gonna come out, I think the crowd energy is a bit more optimistic because I feel like not that many people want to look like boring or not like optimistic in an environment, especially when they know it's being recorded. So what I've noticed with a lot of like live sets, especially if the audience knows it's being recorded, is that the energy is a lot more contagious. It's more easier to produce energy like that because like especially when I feel like this, when I'm closer to the DJ, especially like a headliner that like you want to see, when you could get like within like almost like hands reach of the DJ, and I see it too, like on YouTube live sets, like you can just see like it's just like a different connection between the DJ or the headliner, the artist, and the audience, and yeah, I mean, I just feel like for sure the energy, it's just the experience is different. I think it's just a much more of a deeper intimate connection. Because a lot of times, like when it's not like boiler room setting where like people can't really get close next to the DJ, a lot of times like the show format's like, all right, there's the stage, just like maybe like the rails just separating the audience, the security maybe, depending how crazy the show is. Then there's the audience. And yes, there is that energy of like there's the DJ playing his stuff. Then there's that gap, right, of the security and the rails, and there's the audience. And that's typically just like normal show layout, right? That's typically how it's done. But for sure, the energy and the connection is different when you take away all that and you're able to actually feel like you're hanging out with the DJ. You know, I feel like that's a lot of times like you're hanging out. It seems a lot more personal. It's like you know this person. Like we're not just like at a venue. It's like we're almost like we're at this person's house. Like, and we're just like kicking it with them and we're just watching him DJ. I feel like that's like the energy that I get when I see like those type of like boiler room sets where the audience can be a lot more closer with the DJ. I agree. I agree. What about you?
I think it takes a certain type of DJ to do these type of sets, especially if you're a DJ that's really calculated when you're DJing and you got to do a bunch of like different shit. Because there's a lot of DJs that aren't there that don't like to have people around them because they're legit like moving their CDJs to certain positions and stuff like that. But if you're able to work, I think those are the not better DJs, but those are the DJs that vibe more. The people that more dance while they're DJing and stuff like that and are able to do quick movements and vibe while they're dancing. I think those are the DJs that vibe more with the boiler room type sets. And I think if you're like someone that wants to put on a performance, like as in like I'm doing some technical shit, like routine wise, I think you would like that, but there needs to be a set personal space around you rather than them just being able to be right next to you. Because you've seen these sets, bro. There's people right next to them while they're DJing. So they're really opening their elbows and shit like that to get their room for all their CDJs and shit like that, you know? So it's like if you're comfortable in that atmosphere, like truly comfortable in that atmosphere, I feel like you definitely feel like boiler room sets are top tier for you. Clutch. I feel like that for sure. Like I could crack a couple of beers, I could have a fucking blunt in my mouth and DJ and look around and be like, hey, at the same time, and I feel fucking amazing doing that. and then there's some people that don't.
There's actually, yeah, and going back to what you said, like there's definitely got to be that sort of experience where like you know that people are going to be within hands reach of your gear, and you're gonna have to just prepare to people to kind of pass boundaries, and you know, and it's hard to like be DJing and then having to explain sometimes to people like, hey, like these are the boundaries, like don't like really mess around with what I'm doing. And that's the thing, people do try to be respectful about your pace most times, but then there's people that get a lot obnoxious. Like I've seen in live sets where people just go up and get the mic and just like I feel like you shouldn't just do something like that if you didn't get like the okay to just get on the mic like that. Like, you know, people get on the mic and just saying random ass shit while you're spinning or whatever. Like just like stuff like that. I think, you know, as long as you know how to handle like that type of stuff, you know, that happens like on the get go. You know, I think you do you kind of flow a bit much more better with live sets. And especially when you do it from like a freestyle format perspective, I feel like those are the best ways to do those boiler room sets too. Because I feel like you mentioned, like as calculated, it's different when it's like within hands reach than like a stage. Because I feel like certain tracks hit different now when you're like a little bit more closer like with these people. So maybe there's like a song that because we're all like within this like reach of hands reach and shit, like we're actually like much more closer. Like certain tracks would just seem much more closer. You know, maybe now we could all hug, like if we wanted to, or the DJ in the crowd could all hug, have like a big hug during like an emotional fucking like future trance moment. And, you know, it's like stuff like that. That separates for sure, like, you know, like traditional normal show layout versus like boiler room show layout type sets. Also, fun fact, I heard that if you want to use the boiler room like name, that shit costs money, bro. Like I think it's like 30,000-60,000 just to use like the boiler. I mean that's the number that I was like hearing being thrown out. It's like if you want to use like the boiler room name, like on your videos and use it as like on title, like as a title and thumbnail, like clickbait type shit, like you'll get taxed like big just for the fucking likeness of that. So
yeah, if you're like trying to monetize anything with it on, yeah, for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
So but yeah, I mean, I agree with you in the sense of like. I think only some people can definitely give off like the most best experience just because of how they are, like what they play, and like they're able to work around like people sometimes like overstepping their boundaries or whatnot. I would like to do something like that one of these days too. You know, like just to do like a boiler room set where people are just there and see what kind of, you know, shit. I wonder how I would react, you know, in certain type of situations. Cause I look at some videos and I look at I've gone to shows where they record. I'm just like, damn, like sometimes DJs like they go through some shit as they're DJing, and then some people just don't understand that like they're overstepping their boundaries sometimes, like touching the CDJs or maybe getting on the mic, putting their drinks on like by the gear, and like they're not very like careless. And that's a lot of things too, like just dealing with drunk people in general. It's kind of hard to reason with them at the time, like especially when you're performing, because when you're performing, you're just worried about mixing and like making sure the crowd's having a great time dancing. And then you got someone that's like being disruptive, whether if it's them putting their drink on the table near the gear, potentially they're like moving around a lot. The cup spills and then all your gear's all messed up. Maybe sometimes it's your gear, you know, and that's even worse. You know, just you gotta be worried about all that kinds of stuff, dealing with drunk people. And yeah, it takes a lot of experience to kind of go through a set like that, especially if it's like an hour, 2 hour set. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting, you know. I definitely would like to see how I would do like in a boiler room type of feel, especially with like an audience I don't really know. That's the other thing too. I feel like it's different with like when you know a lot of these people, they're with you. Okay, yeah, like, but especially if it's like an audience you don't really know, like this senior, it's like they're seeing you for the first time. Like a boiler, like yeah, like a set that I like to watch a lot, bro. It's not necessarily a lot of EDM. It's the Kenny Beats Atlanta set.
Fire.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of transitions that he does, kind of not it. But a lot of transitions that he does are fucking it. But that's part of the things about live. Like you make mistakes, shit happens. But that's what I notice about. I like about a lot of these boiler room sets is that it's embracing a lot of those mistakes that are happening live, and it's recorded. And you look at like certain songs that are being played, especially when the audience knows it's being recorded. Like
it's just like the optimistic of like, oh yeah, like we're being live, like we need to show like people like how Atlanta like parties. So that I feel like a lot of that kind of factors in, you know, audience knowing if they're being recorded or not, the kind of DJ that's being played. Like I can't imagine somebody else putting a performance like that, like how Kenny Beats has done, just because of the experience that he's done, you know, doing live sets, especially like, I mean, many people don't know this, but like Kenny Beats used to be a part of a duo called LoudPvck with some other dude named Ryan, and I mean, just like that a lot of that experience, you know, just goes on to like all these live sets that he does like later down the road as Kenny Beats, and you know, I like to do a boiler room set one of these days, if there ever occurs to be an opportunity like that, just to see how I would do in a setting like that. Cause yeah, try me, dude. I don't know, just fucking try me. I don't know. Well, I don't know what'll happen, but try me. We'll see. But yeah, dude. Boiler room Riverside, shit.
I mean,
they got boiler room everything, dude. They got well, I mean, shit. Boiler room Hawaii, do they got that?
I don't know. I thought boiler room was just a specific people that threw sets, so they would just go around throwing sets with random people.
Yeah, they're global, dude. Like they're like in Paris, Barcelona. Like they had a recent video I seen. It was like in Barcelona. What do you think about live sets, dude? Like in general, just watching them on YouTube and like you having a live set on YouTube and then watching yourself, like, because I was looking at a lot of these sets as I like that. I recorded them from the shows that we've been having with Low End. It's honestly looking at a lot of the these videos, you can learn a lot from other people playing, and like it's crazy just to look back, because in the moment you're DJing and like you kind of remember like how the set goes, but sometimes like you may have invested more time like looking at the gear, maybe not the crowd. So when you look at the video, now you have time to look at that aspect. And you're like, oh, okay, like I didn't realize when I was playing this song, like I was way too invested in this song to realize that maybe the crowd wasn't necessarily like connecting with this song, but because I was just too focused on like while like vibing out on stage, and I wasn't really focused on like if the crowd was fuck with it or not. So like there's a lot of times where I see parts like that in live sets, I'm just like, oh, okay, like okay, I see what's going on. Like okay, I know like this, like for this particular set, this section didn't work. And yeah, I've noticed that like a lot of the live sets I've been watching, like I've been taking a lot of notes. And it's just crazy. It's just, I think it's just real cool to go back to a live set and then just like analyze and relive it for the most part. Relive it. A lot of those sets, like they're fire, and I know it's always cool to just check out the sets again, especially if they're memorable. I mean, we always see it all the time when we go to a festival. Oh, like is this person ever gonna release their EDC set or the nocturnal set? And it's always cool to go back and relive the night, especially if you experienced it. And then especially cool to upload it for people that didn't get to see it, so they can have a little taste of what happened that night or that day. So if they are interested in what went down, then they can just go to the next one and actually be a part of that recording if it does get recorded, or that experience. Yeah, do live sets. It's cool that we have some on our channel, dude. We have a variety.
Yeah, bro, we have a bunch of dope ass producers on the live sets and shit. Shout out to everyone that we've had a live set with. Y'all are fucking dope. Who was the last couple that we had out? We had Milkman,
Ramsey.
And who was the last one right before that?
I think we had Mystic. I know we had Mystic was one of those.
True, yeah. And all their fucking mixes are going up, bro. Fucking heavy ass heaters and shit like that. I appreciate all y'all. They're dope as fuck.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, a lot more live sets coming out soon. Gonna be recording some more. Yeah, dude. Anything else for announcements?
I seen this other tweet by some other girl.
Oh, run it.
I would shout her out, but I don't know. It says LA EDM producers be like, yeah, bro, my artist alias is SVSCW3, like, you know, a bunch of bullshit. But I might change it to Mick and Rorty and make experimental beats named after weed strains. How do you think bass producers get a rap? Like, what's the rap? Why do they get that? Why is it the bass producers that get that bad rep like that?
I'm not necessarily too sure where I could say it stems from, but I mean, honestly, I come across a lot of personalities that revolve just like strictly off of like bass music, and I've noticed just like a lot of their personalities just seem to be like very matching in the sense of like the way they talk, the kind of music they listen to, the way they dress, like it all like, and it's not just bass music. Like every genre market has like their characteristics of like what people wear and vice versa. Bass heads, I'm not necessarily too sure why it's like the rap of like, yeah, like when it comes to, like those names, like why is it always like in that fucking like form and then blah blah blah. I don't know, man. But if I had to like really think in depth, it's just based off like the personalities I come across. Like a lot of DJs that are just strictly off like bass music, dubstep, rhythm. It just seems like the dialogue and everything it all just seems to be all relatable to like the bass head audience. I mean, it's just you see it in the bios. Like I see it in the conversations. Like I text some I messages and that I see sometimes, and like the names sometimes too. Like from if we're talking about in this topic, like LA Riddim DJs. Like I'm not too sure. It's just like it's like a culture thing. I feel like I'm not sure who could be responsible for like that and how that happened in LA, but yeah, like especially if we're talking about bass music, like type artists in LA, like a lot of their logos specifically, like it's all very metal based. Like you could barely see or like comprehend like what it says sometimes, like the logo. Like it's very gnarly, very metal type looking font of a logo. And I don't know I don't know exactly how that came about to be that kind of culture of like, oh yeah, when it comes to like LA radio producers, like it's this and that. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I had to been a little bit more deeper in rhythm, like way earlier, because I kind of got in, as many people say, a little bit late to the whole bass music game. I'm not too sure, bro. Like for a while, bro, I didn't even know like why people like if for trap, for why instead of like A's they were just switching it to B's. Just like an example like that and that was happening a lot with trap, where people like when they would have like a name, oh yeah, I'm gonna call myself Flames, but instead of FLAMES, it's gonna be FLVMES. So no A, but it's gonna be a V. And it's like, okay, well, it's after a while of people doing it. I'm not too sure when it's considered culture, but it started becoming a trend and trap when like people started switching out and then it starts. I mean, I don't know.
You think that era's over? Or you think it's still here?
Honestly, I have not really been seeing a lot of people do repeat those patterns lately.
Like you haven't been seeing like a bunch of different style like letters and shit like that to mean a different letter.
Especially if we're talking about what you just brought up, like LA. Nah, not lately. I feel like a lot of that patterns was happening a lot more a couple years ago before pandemic, and I feel like after pandemic, I feel like the authenticity kind of got a little boost, and we're not seeing much of a repeated pattern or style in certain cultures. At least in my experience, I always try to search as much music and try to stay as updated with culture as possible in terms of each subgenre. So, I mean, I don't really see it as much anymore in terms of rhythm. But I mean, there's obviously those people that kind of like, they just start getting into the culture and like they get very like, they get very on the book about it. They start wearing all black, they start doing bootlegs and all that shit. And that's cool. But yeah, nowadays I don't really see that behavior really happen. I think a lot of people, are now using A's, not using V's. I mean, I don't know. People start catching up on SEOs too. It's like, okay, yeah, true. Maybe for SEO purposes, maybe we shouldn't do the V. We should just do the A. I don't know, man. That was back in the day. That was a lot. That was happening a lot. That was 2016 through 2020, and after pandemic, that I feel like there's a lot more outside thinking happening now.
You think that was like the lil wave and in hip hop? Everyone started adding lils. That was our version of the lil.
Oh, adding the V instead of an A. That's interesting. Maybe that's possibly might have been it. Yeah.
That was our
Yeah,
SoundCloud era.
because it was. If we're talking about this, it was. It started. I started seeing it happening in trap, and then this was like around Boombox Cartel era, and then all of a sudden, I started seeing it in dubstep. But dubstep started getting a little bit, or rhythm specifically, and then rhythm started getting a little bit more creative. It's like, okay, now we got the V's, now we got the fucking I don't know, bro. You've seen those names, like like I like after a while, like that tweet that you brought out, like it's truth. There's truth to it in a sense of like there's a stigma of like bass music producers having some sort of like.
Why do you think it in the tweet it related like it to weed too? Why do you think bass producers are usually synonymous with like weed and drugs and stuff like that?
I'm not too sure.
I was thinking about it because that's what like that's what people think of. Oh, you're gonna go listen to that wook music. Oh, you're about to be fried out. You're
Yeah,
about to
I
go
feel
do a
it,
bunch
yeah.
of drugs. This, and that.
Yeah.
I wonder where that comes from. Because like I never, honestly, when I first learned about bass music, trap music, none of that was on my mind. I had no idea that wasn't even part of the culture. I was younger. Maybe I stayed in the house a little more than regular. I don't think I didn't, but like I never knew that drugs was part of bass culture until I realized, until I started playing for these type of shows and I started seeing the people out here, and then I started seeing people comment about like, oh, bass, wooks, this, that, and I'm just like, damn, I didn't really notice that.
Yeah, at different types of events too. Like, you can tell there's like the dominant drug. Like for that particular show, like, oh yeah, this show is techno. There's that drug, like for sure. Like you can see people like on, and then I feel like the universal drug in every in every like show, whether it's techno or dubstep, I could say safely is Molly. But obviously, like there's like more of like those subtle like drugs. I feel like people are not very keen of doing it in public. You know, there are like those shows where like it's techno. It's like, okay, now come to let's go over here real quick. We're gonna enhance our experience. You feel me?
You know what's crazy? Like, I don't ever think weed is a drug, but I do technically fall into that category of bass music producer, weed head, and all that shit.
No, I
like,
mean it's it's.
Is it part of the culture? Is this part of the culture? Is this what it is? Is that?
Well, I mean, I feel like we were. Well, I mean, at least with.
Nah, fuck that. It's not part of the culture. We're the culture, and it came part of us.
There you
Fuck
go.
out of you.
There you go.
Fuck out of you. Fuck out of here.
There you go.
Nah, because that's what it turned into, bro. Or well, like, yeah, I think Flosterdamus might had a big fucking.
I'm done. Hey, you know what? True.
And White
Okay.
Night Ganja and all that shit. I'm pretty sure
okay,
like
so,
a lot
like-
of them play
so-
into that, but
You know what? Like that, you're all right because you think about a lot of the EDM acts, like around that time of 2014, 2016. A lot
Bass
of their brands
acts.
were scared. I'm not gonna say like they didn't want to. Maybe they did want to, but a lot of these EDM acts were scared about like their brand revolving around like drugs, especially like during 2014, where it wasn't necessarily as legal as fuck in a lot of states as it is now. So the fact that like Flosterdamus was just doubling down on the whole, oh yeah, we're the potheads of EDM, but we're making some trap shit. Our whole image is gonna be just like on some marijuana aesthetics, and I feel like I definitely had smoked a couple more extra blunts and a couple more just because of like me attending a Flosterdamus show or me just listening to Flosterdamus in general.
okay, I don't want to say maybe I fall under the category because I don't just do it while I'm DJing bass music. Like I'm always trying to smoke a blunt while I'm DJing in general.
Dude, I was smoking weed before I started liking dubstep and bass music, bro. If I'm being completely honest, like.
Yeah, you used to be lame.
We was in college and shit. And what the fuck is that?
Oh shit! I thought you didn't catch that.
I did catch that actually. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
True.
No, yeah, bro. I mean, that's no. I don't think that's like I think just like your choice of drug in EDM, I feel like it's common. However, I do feel like a lot of people surprisingly and scaringly have been like offering
Okay.
me and a couple people like.
Today, what is the prominent drugs in EDM? I could come up with 3 off the back. I could say ketamine, shrooms, and weed. Off the back, those are the main 3 drugs that I think that will be at every festival anywhere you go to.
Okay.
EDM related. What's on top of that? Today.
I think cocaine.
Oh, okay. Cocaine.
Yeah, I think you gotta put top 4. I think you gotta put
for sure.
cocaine gets its place.
You're there, yeah.
You know, but
and then would you put Molly right after that?
I think so. Oh, you know, I feel like god damn. I think like, yeah, weed. You said, I mean, alcohol,
Ketamine,
right?
Molly, yeah, alcohol,
yeah, alcohol. I mean,
alcohol, but alcohol's for an every like event type thing. But yeah, no, that is true though.
Like you don't, but I get what you're saying. Like you don't just bust out Molly at Thanksgiving, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, or maybe some people do bust out Molly at Thanksgiving.
That's our Thanksgiving, fam. That's what we think.
But most people do wine. Like most people just do alcohol. Like there's certain vices for certain situations, certain scenarios. Like for Thanksgiving, for.
But I feel like, look. Ooh, damn. Woof. Okay. Conspiracy theory time, fam.
Okay.
Ready for it? Let me take a fucking hit of this shit. Hopefully, I remember my theory after.
I mean, people have been offering me ketamine a lot, bro. I don't fuck with that shit, dude.
All right. What was the first drugs you'd hear about back then when you go to a underground techno rave, like a warehouse techno rave?
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so techno was ecstasy. EDM was techno. EDM was techno.
Yeah,
we could agree.
Yeah.
Okay, and then ecstasy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was the connection when you thought of like it wasn't even weed, bro. It was ecstasy.
No, check this out. Check this out. More people wanted to do drugs at these festivals, right?
Okay.
So they're like, damn, well, we can't do weed to techno. We got to make a subgenre to where we could smoke weed. So all these subgenres were birthed off of people wanting to take drugs and feel a certain type of way. Bam, I solved it.
Okay, so you're saying subgenres were
that's EDM, fam.
Were based off of
EDM are a bunch of genres to get high to based on whatever vice you like.
So a bunch of drug. So a bunch of
Think about it.
Okay,
keep thinking.
Okay,
keep
I got
thinking.
you.
Keep thinking.
So let's put this shit in perspective.
Give me a genre. Give me a genre.
So for Wook Trap, bro, you're saying that a bunch of people were gathered together. They were fucking tripping. They were like, Wook Trap.
No, bro, this is what happened. There was a bunch of people that went to raves, right? And they did maybe Ecstasy, right?
Uh-huh.
And they were like, damn, this was fun to do Ecstasy at. We need one of these, but to do acid at.
Right.
So we need to make a subgenre of this to do acid to. Bass music. The drug heads made EDM, fam. Fuck.
The drug heads made EDM. I mean, hey.
I'm out.
The drug heads did a lot of the investment for dance music, bro, for the local community. Yeah, dude, because now that I'm thinking about it, bro, the earlier raves that were happening, bro, if you think about the attendees and demographic, you can't tell me it was just majorly all sober people, bro. Like, you look at those videos, too, of, like, the old rave video, VHS taping recordings, like, yeah, bro, everyone seems to be on a sick one. And a lot of the demographic back in the days when raving was happening was, yeah, dude, like, it was all people, like, getting together, like, on some renegade shit, like, listening to some different music. And I'm pretty sure that that's a possibility.
Watch this. Tectonic.
Okay.
Speed.
Tectonic. Wait, where's the connection, though? Tectonic. Okay, so they're getting the energy of the tectonic moves because of the speed?
Think about it.
I mean, don't you think maybe they just got like a really good breakfast that morning, like got a really good like glass of milk and like they have good energy and like
that is definitely a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that could have happened too.
I don't think that's the origin, but I think what you're saying is a possibility.
Yeah. But you're saying that people that do tectonic,
I think how tectonic was developed was a motherfucker wanted to go out in
Okay.
public with a bunch of people and do speed.
Okay. I see
So
what
he
you're saying
made
now.
Tectonic.
Mm.
Because think about it. How do you think he made Tectonic? He was in his room on speed. Fam, don't play with.
Hey, no. It's not impossible.
Bro,
It's not impossible.
fuck.
Because when you're on speed and you're in that kind of drug, like you're doing, like you can be doing random shit, bro, and that could be just dancing and creating that. Like, bro, we've seen a lot of these people on
Tectonic.
speed and meth, and like it seems like they're making dance moves, bro. Like so
Speed
it's like,
could even be a little bit of a hardcore, hard style type thing too.
I was about to
man.
ask you. So you're saying like, if I were to get back into shuffling, like you think I should take some speed to get back on my little peak like
Molly.
energy levels? Molly.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
house
Molly.
people music play.
Shufflers.
People that do house music, they like Molly.
Okay, I can see the shufflers maybe like leaning in more towards Molly. For
They're
like
more
their-
happy. They're more jolly and shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's like they're like spinach. Just like how Popeye likes spinach and shit. That's their spinach for them.
Mhm, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Well,
I mean, that's just a
okay.
theory, fam.
I mean,
Conspiracy
yeah,
theory.
for sure. Molly has invented shuffling. I'm with that. I mean, that's not
And
impossible.
potheads invented bass music or trap music. I could believe that.
What about deep house? What kind of drug heads made deep house?
Tesla heads.
Tesla.
Another type of Molly, bro. That's
Tell me
just it just depends what type of Molly they were on is what like type of subgenre of that subgenre they made. You know?
Bro, I've ever told you about the story of like one of my friends in middle school when I was shuffling. I wasn't even a DJ. I was just shuffling, listening to California, global DJs and shit. This is when I was calling EDM techno. Like, oh yeah, fuck with this techno shit, right? I had a friend in my soccer team where every practice, bro, he liked to flex, bro. He liked to, because like he would hang out with his bigger brother and like he was always like, yeah, my bigger brother's taking me to all these like raves and shit. And I would connect with him because he was
Nah, bro, he was
shuffling.
cool. He wasn't flexing.
He was fucking. I mean, yeah, he's doing his thing, and I would connect with him because I was like shuffling, and I was like, I would hear him. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, like I'm like getting into shuffling. I like this kind of music too. He's like, yeah, bro, and we'd be at practice about stuff like, yeah, bro, I just took a pill right now. Practice about to be on, and it'd be crazy, bro. Like we're 12, 13 years old, bro, and this fool's over here, and like, we're the same age. Like,
That motherfucker was
dude,
cool,
dude,
fam.
this fool was
Fuck.
like, bro, this fool.
Oh shit.
Bro, this motherfucker was. Hey, bro, he was cool in my eyes.
Got
he
bitches,
was the
all
top.
that.
He was the top goal scorer in our team. I wasn't complaining,
You
bro.
hear
I
that,
mean-
fam? The key to goal
Hey,
scoring.
but it got me thinking, bro. After years, I was like, dude, this guy, and like he would take it at games too, bro. Like when not even at practice, he'd be like, well, if I don't score 5, I'm gonna have to switch on my Molly. I'm like, bro.
He was on a good one.
Bro, I mean, he played every game, and like when he didn't show up, bro, I mean, you could tell like the score was impacted. We wouldn't score as much, and I mean, we weren't giving him shit. Only the teammates knew. Like obviously the coaches. And
Was
the
it
parents never knew.
noticeable?
No, bro, because when you're at practice, I mean, especially the type of training that we were doing, like
You have to do that.
You know,
shit.
we were kind of like, we were getting. It wasn't no Beto training, but it was kind of close to it because we were with the.
Ain't no such thing as close to petal training.
I mean, when you're a kid, I feel like
Everything's
I feel like you can
training.
kind of go off of your ADHD and just kind of like be random and like people won't really like notice, especially when you're like 11, 12 years old. But yeah, dude, this person, he was one of the first people that would just like kind of tell me, like, oh yeah, bro, I'm over here. And that's how I would know about a lot of these festivals, like 420 Fest, like happening in Victorville. And I remember like telling my cousin, like, hey, I have a homie around my age, like his big brother's taking him to fucking 420 festival next week. Like, hey, you know about these raves? Like, yeah, bro, I'd be raving too. Like, I know about this and whatnot. And yeah, bro, I just think that shit was wild, bro. And yeah, dude, he was shuffling too, and he was taking Molly. The guy that was his favorite choice.
Fucking lit.
He was taking Molly, bro. And dude, this guy was wild, bro. He was just and this was around the time too.
What is he doing now?
I have not talked to him in years, bro.
Damn.
I have not talked to him since middle school.
Probably still getting pussy and eating ass, dog. For
But
sure.
he's probably still at the same park that we practiced, like trying to look for me, like trying to tell me the story.
I'm
Like, yeah,
dead.
bro. Like, I ended up switching out my Molly, bro. Dude, that guy was wild, bro. But that was my exposure because he showed me like he showed to me and like
So that was
some other
your-
teammates, and I was exposed to like actually seeing
Okay.
Molly at first, like or not Molly. I'm sorry, I was saying Molly, Ecstasy.
Same shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
Pokeball. The name Pokeballs was like big back in the day.
That's how they got the kids back then, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
They thought they were fucking Flintstone vitamins. You're like,
bro.
all right. And then you're like, ooh, these vitamins make me. I love vitamins. And then
Dude, that was a really big thing happening out here in Mobile. I mean, I'm not like as
Southern
like,
California probably.
yeah, maybe I'm not as like connected anymore, like in terms of like who like be slinging all that shit. Just because I don't really touch that shit anymore. And
you know what's crazy, bro? It's because we grew up in Mobile. That shit doesn't happen everywhere in these nice white cities and
like
shit,
the accessibility.
Fam. Yeah, it's not like that. It's really not. I mean, yeah, they have them, but it's more of a like a exclusivity type like.
Not only that too, dude. I feel like, and this is something that I've noticed having conversations with other DJs. I feel like just because you're a DJ, for some reason, people feel very open to just tell you a lot of things that maybe
that shit to you
they wouldn't
too.
normally tell, like just like a random stranger.
Or bro, like if I wasn't a DJ, so many other females or people, just people in general, wouldn't feel comfortable to do this. Oh, you're a DJ? Oh, okay. So,
You want some? It's like,
bro, they don't
Nah.
offer. Stop bullshitting.
bro. I mean, I don't know. I mean, shit.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Some of them will offer you first. I'm not gonna lie, but like they just feel comfortable doing all their vices and shit around you just because you're a DJ and shit. I'm like, okay, I don't judge. I don't know what you do every day to like your day to day life. You do you, but it's just awkward sometimes. Like, oh shit, okay.
Wait, is that
fam.
how you see me? Is that how you see? Like, you think I'm
Yes,
cool?
bro.
That's crazy. You think
That's
I'm
how
cool
people
with that?
see us,
Like,
bro.
you think I'm cool with that? You goddamn right.
Okay, how do you think? How do you think people perceive you? Females perceive you when you try to talk to them right away after they know you're a DJ.
As someone that they think that this guy goes out probably a lot. He's probably
Talking to
outgoing.
multiple girls.
yeah. I'm talking to a bunch of girls. He's probably like in fun mode all the time, like going out. I mean yeah.
Red
talking to a
flag
lot of
right
these
away.
girls.
I'm a DJ. Red flag.
I mean, it's just like that's why a lot of times. I mean, you've had this. I'm sure you've had this scenario too, where like you'll talk to some girl and like it's all fun, right? And then they're like, oh yeah, it's all fun for sure. But then like it's inevitable. Like they get connected. We're talking about like you know a girl situation now, right? Like they get connected. And it's like, hey, why are you doing this? Like what the fuck? Like why? How come you didn't invite me? It's like, wait, what you mean? Hold on, what? Like okay, now this person's feeling some type of entitlement, you know? And that's the other thing too. Like a lot of times, like just because we're DJs, a lot of times I feel like that's like the counter effect sometimes where girls will be like, oh, like, okay, he's a DJ. Okay, he's probably talking to a lot of these girls. Okay, fuck that shit. I'm gonna try to talk to this I'm gonna try to talk to this person too. So although there are those girls that are like, oh yeah, he's probably talking to all those girls. I probably don't want to mess with that. There are those girls that are like, okay, he's out here. Okay, I'm fucking with it. All right, let me get ins on this because I've had personally had that experience and I've had other people tell me about those type of experiences too, and it's just like a lot of times it becomes fun to the point where someone like feels some type of way more deeper than what it is, and it's just like, oh, okay, like the fun is over.
So okay, you're saying that in an instance where you only want to just have fun, is what you're saying. That
Sometimes
right?
there are scenarios where it's like we're just trying to have fun.
But how do you think like say you DM a female, right?
Right,
A female that you're trying to spit game to or whatever, just trying to say hi. Not, you know, you're not thinking it's just fun. You're really just trying to get to know this person and then see where that shit.
Yeah.
Like really trying to get to know them. When you tell them a DJ, what changes instantly? For you, at least, I'll tell you. I can tell you what.
Oh yeah.
changes
Well, I
for me.
mean, yeah. Well, go in right now. What do
I
you
feel
think?
like instantly they think I'm just trying to holler at them real quick.
Okay,
Like
I see
that dynamic switches real quick, and I fucking hate that shit. And then it goes to, or it doesn't go to this, but another thing is like, they'll look at you like, oh, you're gonna be going out a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's another turn off right there. So then, like, I feel like a lot of ways to compensate for that shit, bro. I have to be like nonstop, like texting or like calling or nonstop
you're doing the
reassuring.
extra simp shit.
Yeah, just to let them know, like, no, like I'm for reals for this. And then, like, bro, I'll get caught up, like, and honestly, I fucking hate texting, bro. I do. I hate texting. And then sometimes I just won't want to talk to no one, period. So I just won't talk to no one. And you know what? I hate the shit where they say like, okay, well, you could just say like, oh, I'm not really feeling it today. Like, I won't be on my phone, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like saying that shit either. Like, if I don't want to text you, what makes you think I want to text you saying that bullshit? Like does that not make sense? Like, I get, like, I feel like that logic comes up a lot. Oh, you could just text us good morning.
Like, they need an explanation.
I don't want an explanation, fam. I don't want to tell you. I don't really, like, I like you. I probably maybe even like you a lot. But no, I don't need to give you that explanation. Maybe I'm bad at communication, but it's cool. Like I just need space sometimes. And you know what? Maybe I'll communicate it to you the next time I do feel it's not going to go like 3 days, 5 days without communication. You know, sometimes it's just a day of no communication. And then it's like, oh, nope, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. This guy, nope. And I don't know. I hate that shit.
No, I feel like well, going back to like how like you have to sometimes do certain things to kind of balance off that stigma of like, oh yeah, he's a DJ. I'm probably just like another number for him, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I'll give you an example. Like I can see how maybe someone that they're fucking with, they actually want to show actual interest. Like, they maybe invite them out to a show where there's like other people, and it's kind of like, oh well, I mean, like there's a lot of people that we know that we could just be kicking it, but it's like, oh no, like yeah, there's all these people that I know I could be kicking it with them, but I'm gonna kick it with you, you know, like it's like you have to make those certain decisions to be like, so you have to like show them, like you have to make certain actions and certain moves and show people that when you're interested, you're really interested when you're coming from the DJ aspect, because like you said, it's hard to already like balance off that stigma of like, oh yeah, he's the DJ. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, just like, I'm probably like the 5th or 6th girl. He's probably like reaching out just to see how, how it's gonna go about, right?
And the thing is, you gotta teeter that shit. Like, okay, how do I play it? Do I play it as, okay, I'm gonna bring her around, and then does she have that perception, or do I not bring her around, and then she's like, oh, why isn't he bringing me around? Like, what is he doing there? Type shit. You know, so there's like that two sides of the coin to that shit, and then so. This is how I'd play it though. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna be around you. I'm gonna introduce you to the homies if that happens. But to be honest, I'm the type of guy that, I really don't want to take you to my gigs and shit like that. If you want to go, I'm gonna ask you, do you want to come? I'd love for you to come, but you don't have to. And that's how I'm gonna play it. But I don't want to take you there first date, third date, fifth date, sixth. Like, honestly, until like we're kind of like really like gonna be talking, or like we're through it. Like, I want you to know that like I'm cool outside of whatever the fuck that is. Like, I could, outside of all that bullshit, like, you know, like we connect, we do shit together, like we can have conversations and shit like that. Like, I don't need that to impress you. Like, I never want that to be like a point of, oh yeah, like that's how I'm flexing and shit, because like, to me, it doesn't seem like it seems like a job, like sometimes. And I don't feel like I want to. You could start teetering the line of, I'm constantly talking about my accomplishments and the things that are cool to me and the things that I like.
Yeah.
And then you're going to start saying that to the person you think that, oh, they want to hear it the most and whatnot, right? Then it gets to, bro, like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about this no more. Like,
right, yeah.
There's other shit out here, like, you know, like, it's not about your little microcosm or what the fuck's going on there. Like, yeah, it is, but at the same time, like, you know, open your shit up to like what else is going on, you know? Because like, that's a fucking big part of fucking DJs, bro. They just want to take you around DJ shit to make them seem cool, and then it's like, now what, bro? I'm seeing this a lot in this fucking industry, bro. It's gonna, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that whole navigating part around that in general, when you tell someone I'm a DJ, it's fucking crazy or like stupid. I don't like doing it. I try not saying it as much as that, like, until I have to.
I'm a music producer.
Oh really?
Oh really? Yeah.
How many plays do you have on Spotify?
Yeah, and all my friends are rappers. True. They can use some beats, homie. No, I know. And you know what? It's like Tracy, you mentioned that, how like for me there are some people where I'm like, okay, like, nah, I'm not gonna like have you come through. We're gonna keep it just like how it is. Like, And then there are some people like, all right, come through. Like, this is what we're working with. And a lot of times it's not even just like EDM shows. It should be anything else. But there are other people who are like, okay, now like you'll just see this. Whatever you see, you'll see it from a distance. And there are people who are like, okay, like come the fuck through, and then like we'll see how shit how shit plays out.
Like it's even like say I'm at an event, right, to DJ or finish DJing or something like that, and then I start talking to someone, bro. I don't even mention that I DJ'd. I don't even mention that I'm involved in the show. Like, let's see if you really gonna fuck with me for just being me type shit. Cause like if you're fucking with me because I'm a DJ, I'm gonna think weird of you. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, bro, dude. Yeah, same. And also too, when I go out, a lot of people when they're like, "Oh, my name is so and so," they often say
their DJ name. I can't do that shit. Like, I've never done that shit before.
And then like for me, like I understand why they say that because maybe they just like maybe find more value saying like their name as opposed to like their name. But for me, like I've always been like, oh, dude, like I'm Carlos, and if you're gonna ask me for the name,
this is what you do though. My name's Carlos. Husky shirt, husky hat, husky chain. My name's Carlos.
I guess you're right. I guess. I didn't even think about that. Bro, I'm holding a husky flag. Oh, my name is Carlos. I'm holding a husky flag.
You got husky pods in you.
I got a husky tattoo on my face.
I'm Carlos. Oh really?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm husky too. Oh no shit. No shit, bro. Put the flag down. Why you got a cape, bro? What the fuck? Now you're doing too much.
It's on your shorts. It's on your socks, shit. Bro.
No, but like it's like one of those. Going back to what you're saying, how some people use like their, like the industry that they're in, like their like common environments to kind of give themselves like more of like a boost of like who they actually are. Because like maybe it's just like their niche, like EDM is like their niche of like how they are as a person. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like sometimes I fall in that trap as well. Sometimes where like yeah, like I feel like because of my whole personality is EDM, like I feel like a lot of times I'd rather just have people like come kick it with me like in an EDM setting, you know. I know for sure I've fallen a lot in that trap like in my past years. Maybe even sometimes like I don't notice it, but maybe that comes off like me and some other people too, like a lot. I mean, it's like I know for sure like it's a thing, you know, where you know people using like their niche as a way for people to like get with them and like using their
clout they have, bro, which is not much.
You know, but it's just
I feel like I only do that though. If I'm gonna bring you around, I feel like I'm doing it because it's getting to the point where it's starting to bother you that I'm not. That's when I start bringing you. Okay. That's when I know I'm like, fuck. And it's not because I don't want to hang out with you, but I'm not gonna lie. When I go out to these events, sometimes when I'm DJing, I want to go right home after I'm done, bro. And I don't want to really like party or nothing. Okay. And then maybe if I do go out with homegirl, she starts drinking a little, then I got to deal with all that. And then it's just an extra pain in the ass. You know, it's just, nah, I'm cool, fam. We could go out another time. We could both go out, get drunk, get an Uber, you know. I'm on that type of vibe. But, you know, there are certain occasions where like, oh, no, we're going out to celebrate. Homeboys here, you like that first, you know, like.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, there are those rare instances for sure. And for sure.
It also depends on the girl though too. What if the girl is someone that really likes all this shit, so she's gonna pop up anyway?
I mean, I've had those people where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kick it for a little bit, or I'll go to this show with you. Okay, this is my first BassCon event. You're right. Yeah, I mean it's I mean we see a lot happening. I mean honestly, I feel like I didn't really see it that much happening when we were like at the Yost Theater. I feel like a lot of people there were genuine in terms of like not like over exaggerating their clout per se. I feel like I feel like a lot of people were honest about.
Bro, I couldn't tell who were DJs and who weren't.
Yeah, you know, I feel like that was kind of an interesting, cool feeling that like not because like especially like more towards the LA area. It's a lot of that personalities of
ego
like,
and puffing out your chest.
Oh, like yeah, bro. Like I opened up for blah blah blah, or like you know so and so.
And they
like,
display it somehow. Like I don't know how, but I could see that you're trying to like talk your shit, pump your shit somehow. Like when we're in that settings, for some people, I could see that shit, but I didn't see it like there really. I didn't see no one really trying to like be that main guy. You know, it was really cool.
Which was cool to see because yeah, a lot of times the environments like mostly everyone is just on that like. oh yeah, I got the spotlight for 1 minute. Let me introduce myself. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I've done this and done that. I didn't really get that vibe.
Is it fair to say you feel that vibe sometimes at low end events?
Oh, with some people, even on and off the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that there. Even if I knew there was a DJ there that wasn't on the lineup, I didn't feel no flex type shit. But yeah, like I was saying, at like a low end, I think it might just be a circle that we're in, bro. Like honestly.
Oh no, I mean I know I agree that there are some certain circles that we
associate with, not that we're in, but we associate.
That we're aware of, that we associate with, and people think some people think a certain way about themselves, and
what's crazy though? I guess
they're gonna talk their shit.
I guess like we have a platform to talk our shit on, I guess you could say. So that's kind of why we don't portray it there, but then we could get right back on here and just talk shit. Right. Without talking shit.
But I feel like even then, with the platform that we have, I feel like we have not been as selfish with our shit as to opposed to people. Like imagine some of these people that were to have a platform like this. Like just imagine like all this. Just the selfish, the selfishness that would be happening. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just assuming at this point, but it's just like you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I don't know, bro. Like, it's just like, some people are very, they really believe in themselves, and that's awesome. Like, that's the pride to have. I mean, as long as you're aware, as long as you're realistic about your plan, your journey, like, be good at people. Like, don't, like, some people like to overhype their clout and, like, overhype, like, what they're doing. And like I said, a lot of times the action's going to speak louder than the words. If you gotta vouch for yourself and more than other people can vouch for yourself, then that's a big sign that maybe you're not as like who you think you are. Cause like I come across a lot of artists who are like,
all right, let's talk real shit then. Who's the shittiest person at? No, I'm just kidding.
I come across a lot of people who's like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking killing that shit, blah blah blah, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's like. And it is like years of just coming across not just artists but DJs, dude. Since I started DJing in high school, bro, like 2011, 2010. Like you just come across people where they're just like, yeah, DJs. I'm the shit. And it's only them saying it, no one else. Like, bro, I have not heard anyone else say you're the shit but you, bro. Like, it's literally just you hopping on saying you're the shit. And honestly, I respect that. I respect the attitude to the point where like they're like committed to like to that shit, you know.
And you hear it from people that aren't, right? When can you say that?
But it goes down to like the measurement of success, you know.
When can you say that? Can you even say that?
Like when do people start saying that?
I don't know, but I've heard Dylan Francis say it.
Okay.
Dylan Francis. But
that's what I'm saying. Like how it's just depending on like where people see their measurement of success. Or I don't know. It's just like for some people. Like, I'll give you an example. Like for someone that might have just like did an opening slot, for example, maybe at Retrospect, because they believe that because they got the opening slot at Retrospect, like they're the fucking shit. When in reality, it's like, well, that's what's up. You played at Retrospect, but there's still other venues that maybe you haven't played yet, and maybe you're just getting ahead of yourself.
Nah, bro, what the fuck? They the shit. They played Retrospect, opening slot. You mean the open decks that they have?
No.
Bro, they the shit.
You get what I mean.
Nah, you're right, for sure.
Like there's still a long way to, or like just like getting like your first gig and like it goes well. Like you can't just assume like you're like the shit off the bat. Like I don't know, like for anyone else to determine like how you are, you got to hear it from others.
How do you subtle flex? What's a subtle flex then that you'll hear in conversation that you're like, oh, you're trying to flex right now? Okay.
If you like to book me, you'd have to talk to my manager.
That's a flex.
I feel like that's a little subtle flex, and people like can that way. Like if I know like if there's a bunch of DJs and like I know a lot of artists, I've noticed a lot of artists that like to establish that separateness between the other DJs and producers or like artists in general. And they'll be like, oh yeah, if you guys want me to play, you can just hit up my manager or whatever.
All right.
Like, people. I feel like that's an example of like of someone saying like
more than they're saying more than what they're saying, but within the statement of like, okay, yeah, but okay, this DJ, he's not just an artist or a DJ. He's someone that has representation, like or whatever. Like now there's like another different expectation towards this type of like person. That could be an example of like a subtle flex. I feel
let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation like we're at a club.
Yeah.
And one of us just got done DJing and just start flexing. Or we'll both start subtly flexing to each other, all right?
Okay.
Maybe we both got done DJing at different stages and shit like that. And now we're both trying to subtly flex to each other, like at the same time. All right? All right, let's go. Oh, shit, what's up, bro? You had a dope-ass set.
Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Your set was pretty good, too, dude.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, bro. I dropped a lot of my my unreleased bangers that I have in store, bro. But they're still in the works, but they're good enough for me to play.
Oh, man, that's what's up, dude.
I sent some of the tracks to Excision, and I think he played one of them.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, dude. I mean, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I actually did get to hear them. You're still mastering them, huh?
Yeah, some of them are still mastering for sure. Now, yeah, I was talking to my homie Matroda, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, if you just work on this a little more, I think it would be really good. I think if you really strive to do more, you can make it." And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, bro! Like we're fam now. You feel me?" And yeah, I was DMing him the other day, and bro, like, do you know who Space Laces is?
Yeah, I do know who Space Laces is. Yeah, he's actually coming to the after party that we're gonna be attending right after the Yost Theater. Skrillex actually invited me out to play at the after party, and he actually asked me if I could invite someone else back to play. And
bro, let me go with you.
No, I saw your set, bro, and I
got you.
I like to invite you,
bro. I seen your set too. I seen you drop a lot of like doubles and flips and shit. Do you know who Squinto is?
Is he that chopping guy?
Bro,
yeah.
I'll hook you up. He has some exclusive chopping material. I'll send you his email and just DM it. And bro, he laced me with all that shit. I got you. Don't even trip. Just let me know when you're going and I'll head out. Actually, you want to hit me with the address right now? I actually have a homegirl that I've been trying to talk to tonight, and bro, actually, she's like related to like not the Jenners, but one of the people that clean her houses.
Okay, I mean that's what's up. I mean,
hey, shoot me the address. Hey, let me get your Instagram though.
All right,
I have like at least like 200,000 followers, bro. I mean, not really, but I'm almost there, fam. What's your Instagram?
Yeah, I got you, brother. All right, well, I'll catch you later, dude.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Link me.
Yeah, for sure. Just come see me like in an hour or two, or not.
You're supposed to keep flexing, dog.
Nah, bro. At that point, I'm out, bro.
So those are subtle flexes.
That's the way I would have acted. That's probably how I would have acted. But how Robert was doing it, that's
common.
If people don't understand what subtle flexing is, that's a real good example of what that could look and sound like. Where people are just like, oh yeah, man, I just dropped this track live, like in my set. I sent it over from Machoda. Like he fucked with it too, so that's why I figured I'd drop it in my set. Like he's gonna play at EDC. They've been playing this shit at EDC.
Just saying a bunch of random shit with like buzzwords.
Like it's. I don't want to say uncalled for. Like
it's uncalled for.
Well, it's just like there's no need for you to like. I'm gonna get to it.
No one was talking about.
Like we're gonna get to it. Like if we're really interested, we are gonna get to it. Yeah, I called for. I don't like to say, but yeah, it's just like, and I'm glad that I didn't really get that kind of vibe when I went to Yost Theater, because I feel like a lot of times, like, yeah, sometimes I'll talk to a lot of these people that do come to like low end shows, and they're like on the same like journey as all these other DJs playing shows. It's like, all right, like,
you know what it is though? It's because people see low end. And I guess this is, I don't want to say this is a subtle flex, but I don't know why people think playing low end main stage or something like that, good time slot, is a flex. Like it's only a flex if it did something for you. Like
at the end of the day, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, the only like the flex, yeah, your name's on the lineup, maybe alongside like a headliner. But it's just like there's more. There's more than just low end. Like there's more than just
And one
space shots, more
supporting
than just like
one supporting slot doesn't do shit for you. Like it's a consistent slots and a consistent you making moves is what does something for you. Not just I got low end or. I mean, I guess people try to stack it up and then say shit, but you got to capitalize on that.
But to kind of counter argue that, like I was saying, bro, it goes down to like how people see their level, their measurement of success. Like for some people, like maybe just them playing low end was enough to get that validation. Because I feel like a lot of times DJs are trying to get these gigs because they're trying to get like that validation of, oh yeah, like because they booked me, because I'm doing these gigs, because I got this label release, like I could finally be more comfortable with myself that, yeah, people are really messing around with my vision. And I feel like that a lot of times that is that, like, people are chasing that validation. And
I feel like you could chase steps and chase levels to where you're saying, like, goals, like, oh, my goal is to play here, my goal is here.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say you should use it as validation. I mean, I guess to a certain level, you should use it as, but don't use it as your sole purpose of doing all this shit. At the end of the day, you should be doing this because A, you like DJing, or B, you like producing music and showing your music to people.
Yeah, and some people
those are the two reasons to do this shit. If not, then if your only reason is to tell people, oh, I played Exchange, oh, I played in LA on a yacht, bro, you're doing this shit for the wrong reason. No one gives a fuck. Like, no one gives a literal fuck where you played at. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing it for?
Can I be honest? A lot of people tell me, and like this might sound wild, bro. It might sound wild for me to say this shit because for some people it would have been like a dream come true. But when people tell me like, bro, you fucking played Lost Sense, bro, you fucking did it, bro. Fuck that shit. We still out here working, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly,
you know,
bro. Like that one
you know, some like and that might be a wild ass take for someone like me from Mobile to say that, dude. Like, yeah, I got to play Lost Sense 2018, and for some people that's like. People have told me like, bro, like you did it, like you're on your way. It's like
they don't understand that's not how this works.
I understand what you're saying, but no, like this is just like this is just a stepping stone. This is a goal. Like this is like at least for me, like what I'm seeing it, nah, dude, like this is not just it. Like you don't see me like I don't know, maybe what they're saying. Like I totally understand what they're saying for sure. But like again, dude, that's wild as fuck for someone for me to say that because I feel like for some people be like, dude, like people have told me like, dude, y'all, you fucking made it, bro. You did Lost Sense. Like, nah, bro. Like I still want to like,
and look,
like you know, I still want to, and like I'm not gonna lie, like doing Lost Sense, they gave me some sort of like validation. Like, okay, like I am a little bit more motivated to get more music. I am a little bit more motivated to be a lot more invested. But it wasn't some sort of like, for me, it wasn't that. I'll ask you too, because maybe I'm seeing it. I don't see it from the outside perspective, but I don't think I ever came across as like, oh yeah, I'm the hot shit now because I played Lost Sense. Like, did I ever come across like, oh yeah, I did everything now. Like I was the shit because I did Lost Sense. Like I personally don't feel like I was like that because after I came back from Lost Sense, I feel like I was like, nah, dude, like.
I feel like it motivated you more.
Yeah, there's a little taste, and I was able to do this, but I don't think this was it. Like I'm not. I have no reason to be right now like, oh, I'm the fucking shit. Like. I'm the next big thing because I just did Lost Sense for the year.
Feel like,
you know, it's like some people get off of like they take advantage of like their opportunities and they over exaggerate the clout. You know, it's like
I feel like that gave you a reason to say to be comfortable into I do this, bro. Yeah, like not in a bragging way, but yeah, I do this and I'm gonna keep doing this. I feel like that's what if Lost Sense gave you anything, like it could be that. But the thing is like. I feel like, if Lost Sense gave you anything, it was, okay, I'm not done. I'm not quitting. I'm not done, bro. This isn't it for me. Like, I feel...
Like, again, some people have different measurements of, like, goals and success to where, for some people, playing at a low-end show, like, main stage, to them, that was, like, fuck. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, someone played a show for me in Jose for low-end, and they played main stage. And they were like, bro, like that's honestly one of the best shows I played. Like, damn, bro, I never would have thought I would have played the stage with visuals, whatnot, blah blah blah. Like, honestly, this is one of these days I'll remember. And I thought that was real crazy. Like, I was like, damn, like, cause I'm someone like myself and other people like maybe playing on a stage. Like for a lot of people, that comes a lot of times like just like another day or another week, right? But for this person, it was just like
you're a little bit jaded to the experience, so at this point, that's why. just a little bit.
But for some people, like it's like, dude, like for them, like that shit meant everything. Like,
Bro, because
so like people kind of see things differently. And
do you
like,
still see yourself as like this young kid throwing these shows?
I don't know.
Bro, you're a grown ass man throwing low end shows, fam, and there's kids. And kids, bro, now when we're 26, fam.
Bro, yeah.
When we say kids, we're saying 21-year-olds, 23-year-olds, and shit like that.
Yeah.
They have no idea what the other side of this is. No fucking clue what the other side of this really is.
Right.
If people knew all of this was just regular fucking people taking a chance on some shit, fam, and hoping they make their numbers and their dead end and their quotas and whatnot.
Yeah.
It would be seen a little bit different. But when you're like in the early age, before you hit like 25 and shit, bro, you're still figuring all that shit out.
Yeah.
So once you play that shit, then you're like, okay, well, I played this. Yeah. You don't really realize that, oh, now what? Until that shit goes away. Until you realize, damn, that was just one show here. That didn't really impact the culture. It impacted the 5 people that actually maybe really cared about the culture at that show I played in downtown Riverside, because maybe most of them were just there because it was already downtown, and some of them were just on acid and a bunch of other shit. Maybe there was 5 people, 10 people that were really paying attention to your set. You didn't move the culture, fam. You possibly gained 1, 2, 3 fans. And fuck, I said this on the Don Talks episode, bro, that go check. Oh, this comes out after, so it's cool. Go check out my Don Talks episode when I talking with Swoop and Something's Wrong. I laid this out like this, bro. We listen to a lot of comic podcasts, bro, and this is very easy to lay it out this way. They say this shit a lot. Comics. This is a 10-year journey. And that 10 years isn't just you doing stand-up in the same place. That's 10 years of you working, hitting the road. And then they say that's when you should put out a special. Why do you think that is, bro? It's so that they're touching for 10 years, bro. For 10 fucking years. They're touching their bases in every comedy venue that there is, right? For 10 years, they're showing face with people, bro. 10 fucking years, they're developing their act for all this shit. They're going around to all the comedy capitals. Now let's put it in perspective of a DJ, fam. 10 years, fam. Work on that underground. Work on all that shit. Work on all the venues where your niche is happening, where your EDM is happening. Work on all those venues for a couple years. Work on the relationships and stuff like that. Then put out your massive project that you've been working on. That's like, yeah, this is it. So then when you put that shit out, people are like, oh fuck, I can support this. This is dope. Like, I know this person. That's what comedians do. After 10 years, bro, they put out their comedy special. Or after so many amount of years, they put out their first comedy special. Now people know, oh, I know this guy. Oh, I've seen that name before. And that's when all that shit adds up to they're that person they are now. If you take that approach that these they do the same shit we do, except they're using their mouths. They do the exact same thing we do. If you were to take that approach or look at shit in that aspect, it would make this journey make a lot more sense for a lot more people. And then you could see the whole, oh, they're grinding. That's when that whole, oh, they're grinding makes sense. When they're moving around, doing shit for the culture. You can only do so much in one place. That's why people say you got to get around. You got to get around.
And then that's why I can't stress this enough. That's why I always tell specifically DJs that want to like take their brand to the next step to different markets. Like once you start making music, you know, because with your DJ sets, you're only able to reach the local demographic, and the only time you're only able to demonstrate your skills digitally is through a mix. And with music, like I feel like a lot of times I could reach a bit more people, especially like outside of your local area. Like I'm pretty sure, like even for example, like for an artist, like I'm pretty sure like an artist could be living like in Miami and over years of just pushing music and like being it spread. Like maybe you have like I said, maybe they didn't necessarily like perform at all these other areas like physically, but because they're putting in more of like the different types of work, which is like the music, now they're able to like get their brand marketed to different areas because now they're able to push their brand and their product or they're branding to a different product that's now much more deliverable to like markets, as opposed to trying to DJ like all these other areas, right? Trying to DJ New York, like all that shit could be a little bit like, not feasible. So like when you have music catalog, or just like like mixes too, like even if you could convince like people to like fuck with you, like offer your mixes, like just showing something.
At the end
for
of the
people.
day, getting to as many platforms in different
Right.
regions as possible,
Yeah,
bro. Like you have to do that. That's groundwork. That's the groundwork in EDM.
Yeah, you, like as a DJ, as an artist, you'll have to figure out like what works best for you, whether that's like originals, remixes, like edits, mixes, or like your actual like live performances, like whatever your niche is. Like, definitely double down on it.
But again, everything we're saying, bro, like everything we're saying is factual, right? Everything we're saying to a point makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like don't dial in on that. Like understand it, make it like in the back of your head. Don't dial in on any of those shits, because then you're defeating the purpose of the whole thing. Because then at a point you're catering, then you're turning into the things you don't want to be. Like really, at the end of the day, these numbers aren't really for you to do much except understand like, okay, I'm doing something. Okay, like I feel like that's how people could fuck up, bro. Like, and that's how people do fuck up. Like looking at number trends and then trying to follow that shit, bro. That's not how you could, but you're going to plateau and you're going to stay at the same place these people have came before you. They just stay. The way to transcend that shit is make shit pop in that category or in whatever realm you're trying to do shit at, but different, and be you at the same time. So take these numbers as a generalization and push you more. Say some of the numbers show less activity, right? Of you pushing more of yourself. Don't dial back from yourself. Try to reinvent yourself in a more doper way. Don't dial back and try to do some shit a little bit different because you think the numbers are going to be better. Don't try to do things because it makes you seem like you're a lot better than you are. Like you don't need to do any of that. People want just a unique you at the end of the day. So don't fall into the numbers traps. Like we're saying it only to say it a little bit, like not for you to really pay attention like that. It's just to let y'all know, like there's numbers out there that could guide you into certain things, you know?
No, that is true. No, yeah, I mean, fuck, dude. Yeah, it's a bunch of personalities, bro. Yeah, it's all fucked, bro. This whole EDM thing, like behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, like it's all a trip, dude. It's all a journey. It's all an adventure. It's all a fucking trip, dude. You know, especially from the DJ artist perspective, man. I mean, this is a you know, a lot of characters, a lot of situations to unfold, and you know, you do your best to navigate through it. But yeah, bro, we're here at the ending segment.
Yeah, I think so too, fam. I think so too.
But got a track coming out August 11. Some drum and bass called "Protect You" coming out everywhere. Free download in Stems. So if you guys want to make a remix, Stems will be available. There will be no remix competition for it, but I will leave the Stems available. That way you guys can mess around and check out more in depth what I did to that project in terms of like, you know, the kick, the bass, the melodies. Another great way as well, if you guys are just getting into production, I think looking at like stems and project templates are a great way to kind of get an idea of like how get an idea of like how people structure their tracks and you know how their processes, you know, get different exposures to like how people workflow is with production. So I mean, I'm gonna give you guys a stem so you guys can check out you know, my workflow and like my production side of things, especially with Protect You. So free stems, free download, check them out. Streaming everywhere. Low end rooftop parties every Thursday. We got a big show coming up August 12th. Gonna have a lineup out pretty soon. Excited for that. Yeah. Well, what about you, Robert?
Yeah, go check out my past tracks that I just released. Just released a remix of a Bad Bunny. DT Prerecording. I don't know how to say it. I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, go check that shit out. I flipped that. Go check out my original Nero Bird. Really stoked on that track. Go check out You Ain't Gonna Be Honest that I dropped. In the past month, I dropped at least 3 tracks. So go check those out. Fun tracks to really appreciate. I'm also going to be dropping another track soon. Hopefully super soon. I actually just started working on it today. But I already like how it's turning out. I should be done with it within the next couple days. And hopefully this track is officially out. Like, so it's an edit or a flip or whatever of a Coily Ray track, but it's not out yet. So I'm gonna wait for her to drop that, then probably drop it. So looking for that. And yeah, just keep updated on my socials. I'll be dropping a lot of shit. Go watch my Don Talks episodes. And yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Spotlight podcast here at Lose the Tempo. If you guys are digging the content, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and hit the bell alert button to stay notified. Follow us on social media at Lose the Tempo. Follow Zion Don at Zion Don _ everywhere. Follow myself at Husky Bass everywhere. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.